Hey traders, all right, let's decipher, at least to the best of our abilities, what the heck is going on out there in the markets, and let's talk through it. So first and foremost, obviously Biden is the new 46th president-elect, and that is an exciting thing. I want everyone to know, yes, I made a prediction last week. Yes, it was 100% incorrect. Trump did not get reelected. Biden got elected, and I'm very happy about that. I'm happy that we have a president. It doesn't really matter who it is. The markets, as I mentioned in that video, will go higher regardless of who's in office. It is not apparent to me that we're going to have a massive correction right now, and that's perfectly fine. But it does seem that we are going to continue higher. Based on this gap, now this was a very hyper extended gap. Today was the easiest selling event I've ever seen in my life on the broader markets, right? We just gapped up to an all-time high on the SPY, up 3%, had a very nice small bullish candle, and once you took out that candle, it was just selling all day from there. And so yeah, it was beautiful. Towards the tail end of the day, tons and tons of selling, and really excited about that overall, because it was needed. It was very healthy for the market to kind of do what it did. So in essence, I loved Biden's speech. I love Ms. Harris's speech. Really excited about the procedures from here, and overall, absolutely pumped for the markets to go higher. But based on this candle, some selling does need to come in, but eventually, again, that selling will be bounced, and we'll just kind of go higher. So really, really interesting gap on the broader market. Extremely, extremely interesting day, because the Qs ended down. Tech really got beat up, especially if it was stay-at-home tech. Stay-at-home tech got kind of just squashed. My general theory is this. Yes, this is exciting for the general market. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't think this is the all-time high of the market. I don't think that we just had this exuberance. Now we just free fall from here. I do think buy the dip still will work. But in essence, travel, banks, and financial really kind of helped prop the market up today. And here are some of the cruise lines. So Norwegian, I was able to get out some Norwegian shares for a really, really nice win today. But keep in mind that this is a gap on a weekly chart. This is a massive, massive gap on a weekly. So I do expect this gap to fill a little bit, but it does not have to fill entirely. We can trade down into here and then bounce. General theory speaking to me on this one is buy the dip still is in strong force. This is a really, really nice gap on many, many, many instruments, and I think buy the dip can work. Although we can have some weakness for 2 or 3 days. We can definitely fill the gap a little bit more, and then from there, maybe go higher. But in essence, it is a good gap, and I am out of the cruise lines. So I was definitely playing Carnival and Norwegian as it kind of pulled back into some support, right? Buy low, sell high. This is one of those sell high events, and from here, we'll just kind of find out. We'll see what it does. But again, I really do think buy the dip is going to work. This is a great, great gap on all kinds of facets, and very, very excited to see how we slowly grind higher from here. Now, again, some of the banks like JP Morgan, right? JP Morgan, beautiful, beautiful gap. Very similar in essence to the Trump gap in 2016. So again, that was one where everyone did not expect was going to happen, and here you go. This was the election day where it just kind of gapped and just ran and off to the races it went. Really, really, really strong gap and never looked back for a year and a half. This could be the exact same thing. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing gap on JP Morgan without question. So can the financials and transports really start helping lead us out of the lows that we were in? And can some of the money flow and cycle go back from hot stay-at-home tech like Zoom, right? ZM, strong, strong, strong gap down today. Almost without question, will go a little bit lower. A lot of people trapped here on Zoom, just kind of randomly with the vaccine coming out. It's going to be interesting. Some things are going to move to the beat of their own drums. Day trading will be an absolute blast. So if you're a day trader, have fun. Swing trading will be a little bit challenging. You just have to be on the right side of the fence on this one, I think. And I'm not talking political. I'm just saying as far as the trend is concerned, we're going to get some interesting changes as far as the tide goes. But bigger picture, I do think buying the dip is going to work on a lot of these names, right? I don't think the structure of what PayPal did really changed today, right? PayPal down strong. I don't think PayPal as its business model or its essence of what it does really got altered. This is a very strong gap today on PayPal. Really, really just getting punched right in the face as far as all the bulls are concerned. And they did have good earnings. So yeah, PayPal, this is technically an island reversal, right? Some bears are trapped. Some people are scared. We can go a little bit lower for sure. But then eventually, again, I don't think that this is going to change a lot. Short term, I hope the vaccine comes out. I hope COVID never returns. I hope everyone gets healed. But these names are names that were not impacted negatively when the markets were continuing doing their own thing anyway, as we were slowly progressing higher over time. And yes, COVID, the entire market, all markets pulled back during COVID, and then we just kind of kept going higher. So in essence, very, very strong gap on PayPal. Really, really good day trading opportunity. Nice trade down, really good fade over, and then just perfect retest. I mean, it was, after all, a retest gap, and today we did retest. So if you're a day trader, today was just an absolute blast for you. So congratulations. But anyway, yeah, PayPal, I don't think the business model of these companies are changing based on today. I don't think this is a total restructuring of money flow. It just seems like to me a really quick overreaction of the markets. We're going to get phased out. Some things will happen 3-4 weeks down the line. It'll all kind of get washed out. Teladoc, down huge. And obviously I'm in Teladoc. I don't want it to be down, but it is. Now, granted, this is the first time it came in contact with the 200 simple since October 2019. So that is a big deal. A lot of volume did come in. It is a strong gap. It is a very, very strong closing below this support. So yes, some bears can absolutely come in on Teladoc from here. I don't really want that to happen, but it can. You had a really good candle come in, a lot of volume. You can see the big volume spike back here on the 29th of October. That volume, we have closed below it. So there are bulls, myself included, trapped from this candle, from this volume. We're losing, and you got the very, very nice flag pattern, another incredible gap down. And then, yeah, straight up train wreckage. So on Teladoc, I mean, have some protection, have some puts just in case if it breaks lower. I would love to protect myself with some more long puts. There is some really, really good support here around 174 based on this little double bottom here. And again, did the business structure of Teladoc change? Are people still going to be sick? Do people still want to go to doctors? Are still people going to come in and look at things and get inspections over the phone and rather than going into the offices? I think yes. I don't think COVID or the vaccine is going to long-term change that. Plus, the share acquisition of LVGO has absolutely passed at this point. And I think that's a strong factor for Teladoc. I think that's kind of like when Facebook bought Oculus and or WhatsApp. I think it's a really, really good purchase on Teladoc's part. But yeah, we'll see if it bounces. If it bounces, it really needs to be tomorrow. I think this could be some short-term capitulation. I don't think it's a bad thing at all that Teladoc is down, although it's definitely weak. This isn't a buying zone. The weekly chart, definitely, again, a little scary with that pattern, but you got the 50 here at 170. So all in this general area is still some support. And if we start breaking that support down, yeah, start protecting yourself. But again, long-term, still a fan of Teladoc. And I did have a request. I mean, today is one of those days where I could look at truly 1,000 different companies, but the stocks I had requested was Dave & Buster's, ticker symbol PLAY. Again, one of the small stocks that are coming out. Expect a lot of fun for day trading tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a really, really exciting day for day traders. Tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, really, as a lot of these gaps fade a little bit. We pull back into the supports. We kind of reestablish, and then buy the dip will win. But until then, yeah, buy low, sell high, and there's a lot of these random moves that are pretty shockingly high right now. So Dave & Buster's gapping out of this unit, gapping out of this little squeeze. Weekly chart, nice gap there. So we'll see if some normalcy can come from Dave & Buster's. Western Digital, WDC, still flat really. Quite sideways. If you adjust the chart for dividends, the 200 simple moving average is 39.20. So that's going to be your best area that you could possibly base your support buying on for Western Digital. And then the last one that I had requested was Momo, ticker symbol MOMO. And Momo, very, very sideways right now. This is the daily chart, so nothing really too exceptionally exciting presently. But with this bullish gap up, this nice little high wave candle, keep your eyes on it for the next day or two. If Momo wants to break out of this pattern, I would be more bullish than bearish overall, of course. But realistically, maybe trade into the 100. That's kind of probably best case scenario. But in general, as far as like a long term, I don't see anything that looks exceedingly wonderful to buy on it at this point yet. Plus, I don't know much about the fundamentals of this particular company. So anyway, a lot going on. What a phenomenal time to be a real life trader. It really just depends on what you're in, how you're playing it, and your time frame at this point. Time frame is going to be key. right? If you're invested in the broader market, a broader market index fund, an ETF, whatever, buy low, sell high. I'm very excited to see how this rotation plays out, but the weekly chart, the monthly chart, all looks bullish to me. Buy the dip will win, and I think we're going to go higher. So let it pull back, let the dips calm, and don't react emotionally in this market. Just stay in, kind of be in, and let the overall bulls bring the tide higher. I think that's the general consensus at this point. Or at least that's my theory. We will see. Otherwise, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. You have yourself a wonderful week, and until next time, love life, and trade.